Ah, there we go. Yeah, he's one of them short people.
Yeah.
He is a short person.
Yeah, actually.
In 2 ways.
Yeah.
SCTV is coming out with another volume. Hey, Martin, how you doing?
I'm very good. How are you?
Not bad.
How are you?
What have you been up to?
I'm just having coffee, talking to you.
Yeah, man, you're the funniest guy. And the nicest guy, too. I've seen so many interviews with you, and you're just the greatest guy, man, really.
Well, thank you.
Why can't we be Martin Short? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, really. Have all that talent and all that comedy in our heads. Wow.
And that money saved. Don't leave us the money.
Are you a saver?
Well, you know, I was left money, and I've made money.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you were left money, too? Man, I want to be Martin Short
you're
so bad.
More so now than ever. but at least you enjoy life, right? So you blow it in here and there.
Oh, no, it's almost gone.
Hey, I loved your talk show, by the way. I know it didn't last that long, but I really liked that show.
Yeah, it was
Thank
excellent.
you.
What happened to it? Why didn't that work? Was it at the wrong time, or?
Well, you know, the concept was, I wonder if there's a great disenfranchised in daytime who are watching Judge Judy, but if something was a little hipper or more late night on daytime, they'd watch that. And the answer was, they're happy to watch Judge Judy.
Boy, that is a really unhip audience, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's not the most sophisticated.
Because it's funny, we work in the morning, and so I'm around watching TV in the afternoon, and I'm terribly disappointed with what's on. Now I'm watching the NFL Network all the time. It's like, it was nice, you and a lot of your friends like Bill Maher and people like that. I mean, it was cool to see hip people like that in the afternoon.
Well, that was a strange thing. There was like kind of an SCTV sketch thing going on, and weird characters. But, you take on this. I've never been able to figure out how to do those kind of things and dumb down. I can't. I mean, I would if I could. It's too obviously faked, So you just kind of do what you do, and if they don't come to it, you say, well, that was an interesting year.
That's why I'm surprised Seacrest's show failed. Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, that should have worked, man. That was perfect for the idiots in the afternoon.
Absolutely.
You got to do some cooking, and you got to get into women's issues.
Yeah. Hey, what was that fat guy, Jimmy, what's his name, the interview guy?
Jimney Glick.
Jimmy Glick was great.
Jimney Glick, by the way, is the Jimney Glick in Lollywood. A movie comes out May 6th.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. Very, very, very funny. Original.
As was SCTV. And now, does this thing sell really well when SCTV comes out with these volumes?
Yeah, they're doing great. There's a huge fan base, and these are beautifully packaged things. There's a lot of extras and bonuses, and the show was originally done in 90 minutes, 12:30 to 2 in the morning on NBC on Friday nights.
And Volume 3's out today. Is there anything special on?
Well, the special thing, of course, from my perspective, is that's when I joined the show.
Right.
Hence the phone call. I was on SCTV, and then I moved to SNL.
SNL, you were only in there for 1 year, right?
1 year.
God, you made your mark, because I'm thinking, he must have been on SNL 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, right.
I'd done SCTV for 3 years, and now I had a little baby, and it was when you do those shows, you have no life at all.
Yeah, well,
right.
That's what I was reading. I know some of these excerpts from the book on SNL, and it seems like every time we talk to anybody that was from that cast or their remarks, it tends to be the same, that it's a real pressure cooker. It's a fight to get your sketch on the air. It's always a battle. There's a lot of hours, and boy, it sounds like the same with you, your comments. It sounds like it really wasn't a whole lot of fun, really.
You know what? I think everyone has a different experience, obviously. For me, I will tell you that, particularly because I was coming from SCTV, so they kind of knew me, I was treated like gold. I had no issues with the way I was treated, always with respect, nice. It was just that because I was a writer and wrote my own stuff as well, you could be like a hit Saturday night and do fantastically and go to the party and feel great, and then wake up Sunday morning and take some calls and go to a hip brunch.
Right.
But by Sunday night, that thing was in your stomach again. And by Monday morning, you meet the host, and it didn't matter who it was. It could be Ringo or anyone you go to go hi, because you didn't want to be there because you didn't have any ideas. And the read-through was Wednesday, and by Tuesday morning, if you didn't have those sketches in your head, at least, you felt like the biggest failure in the world. And 48 hours before, you were the king of the castle. So it was that schizophrenic. It was like having final exams every week.
Oh, wow. God, that's enormous pressure.
I wish I could figure out how to just be cooler with it, and I'd still be there because I loved the performing live. It was the coming up with the stuff.
Yeah, and that was in sharp contrast to SCTV where, my memory, wasn't it something where you would write the thing for a few weeks, shoot it for a few weeks? So
yeah, you'd write that sort of shoot for 6 weeks and take a break, and it was like...
it really makes a lot more sense. I mean,
yeah.
And if you didn't have an idea for a week, it was okay.
Harry Shearer was a weird guy to work with, wasn't he? Was he kind of a edgy guy? I was reading where he thought Billy was a big sellout, and he didn't want him to do his characters over and over, and he thought that was so tired.
Well, Harry doesn't always edit himself, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess so, maybe.
Boy, you sit across from a dinner table with him, and he's hilarious.
Yeah, he is. No, he's a lot of fun. I like Harry a lot, and God, what he does in The Simpsons.
He doesn't. He whatever he feels, he says. There's no editing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Actually, there is editing. You should hear what he says before he edits.
Hey, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and I don't remember her much from those days, but I saw her on something as a retrospective, and of course there's a lot of you in there. But God, she is so hot. I can't believe what a cutie
adorable.
she is, and I missed her on SNL. I just found her on Seinfeld. I feel like an idiot. Why didn't I notice that hot babe?
Well, because the thing about in SCTV, you'd look up at the, let's say you're working on, I don't know, 10 shows or something. They're all up on the board, and they'd say, gee, Catherine O'Hara's a little light in that scene. We got to create a scene for her.
Mm-hmm.
On SNL, it was literally on Wednesday, the read-throughs are the survival of the fittest. And so there's, I think one of the reasons you didn't, that Julie wasn't, always in everything. And that's when she got bypassed. So people weren't nurturing and developing how brilliant she can be and how hot she can be.
Yeah.
What was John Candy's big SCTV skit? Was that the Schmengies?
Oh, he had a lot of them.
That was a big one.
Johnny LaRue.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
He was that guy.
Yeah, right.
And the Schmengies. He had a lot of characters. He was Mayor Tommy Shanks, the mayor of Mellonville.
Yeah, he was dynamite. God, he is
so sweet and so funny. We were always a funny combination. He could whip me up and throw me around. One time he broke my ribs.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
But I remember one of the. It's on this SCTV Volume 3, which is he's playing Julia Child and I'm Mr. Rogers, and we're at the PBS Battle of the Network Stars. And he's just flipping me around in that thing. It's just hilarious.
Hey, your synchronized swimming will never die. That will always be in the Saturday Night Live greatest hits of all time. I mean, whenever they have an all-star show, it always makes its appearance.
Well, that's Harry.
Oh, was that Harry? Did Harry write that?
Well, Harry and I and Christopher Guest wrote that.
Oh, it was
God
brilliant.
almighty, was that funny.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That must have been fun to rehearse.
It was. We had to go to a pool and work it out. It was, at the time, the most expensive filmed piece that they'd ever done in SCTV.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
Was that his line, I don't swim very well, or was that your...
No, that was me. I'm not that strong a swimmer.
Every once in a while I run into Mars Attacks, and that looks like with the cast that was on there and the whole thing. Was that a riot to film that thing?
Oh, man. The people were lining up those actor-director chairs and taking photographs of them. I mean, the first day I had to shoot, the first scene I shot on that movie was Rod Steiger and Jack Nicholson and Pierce Brosnan.
God, man.
It's insane.
How did that thing bomb? How did that happen?
Well, anything that is, again, the answer to that is...
That's Tim Burton's, right?
Yeah, but the answer to that is whenever you do something odd, you're not exactly courting the masses.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've ever met the masses, but they're not always the brightest.
No.
And which is not to say that this film is a perfect film, but it certainly was a high level of satire and irony, and Tim's stuff is layered, and it didn't connect.
Isn't that something?
I was just looking at
it's just great.
Ed Grimley dancing with Tina Turner. We've got some SNL up on the screen. God, that's funny.
He's kind of like an adult who has never lost that fascination. Like if in one of the sketches, I think I remember improvising a moment where the phone rings and he says, "Gee, I love the phone. There's always such a sense of mystery." even a phone ring is exciting to me.
He just looks so bizarre, doesn't he?
Oh, God,
Well,
yeah,
he
with that moosed up hair like that.
Good-looking kid.
Yeah. No, I
People come up to me. One woman said, "Oh, my God, how long does it take to do that makeup?" And Ed Grimley, he is so ugly. And I sad to say that I wasn't wearing any makeup. Which was true, just a little powder.
Yeah.
Just the hair.
Just the hair.
Yeah.
Great outfit, though. How did you decide, how did you pick his outfit out of
that? Was
that
my shirt from when I was in 10th grade. I have, me at 15 wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
The dance is just, I feel like I want to dance like that.
Happy dance.
Why couldn't that work for me?
Well, I still can.
It's too much energy for me these days.
They'd laugh at me.
No,
they'd say, "What an ass."
They just wouldn't respect you. That's
Oh, he played the triangle. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the triangle. Oh, great. Oh, stupid triangle.
Yeah.
Just running down some of Martin Short's great career moments.
Oh,
here
God,
on the
yeah.
riff.
Did you play poker on a regular basis with Johnny Carson? Is that possibly
No,
true?
I did it once. And I lost. There was this hip poker game where Steve Martin and all these very wealthy guys would do this in the mid '80s, and I just bought a house, and I kept saying, "Steve, I'm not. These are this is Barry Diller. This is that group." And Neil Simon and Carson. And he said, "Oh, no. The most anyone ever loses is about $500. That's the most. And you could win $5." And within 3 minutes of the game, I was down $1,100. So I just kept, whatever, I'd get to 4 aces and I'd say fold. I looked on my head, if I just made it through the night by losing antes, I was fine. And I never went back. That was it. That was it.
Barry Diller and Johnny Carson. Geez, that is some high-stakes people.
Simon,
I wouldn't even want to hang out with those guys for a weekend. They'd bankrupt me. I mean, even if you're splitting things 4 ways.
Really, really rich people.
Yeah, they just kill you. I mean, they don't even think about it.
Yeah. Steve Martin also, or no?
What, Rich?
Was he part of that group also?
Yeah. He was the one taking me. Someone had canceled, so Steve said, "Fill in."
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie that you've been in? I mean, you've had a lot of hits of sorts, Three Amigos and stuff like that. But I don't know. What did you like doing the most?
I don't know. I liked Inner Space. I liked Three Amigos.
Inner Space. Inner Space is great. Bobby the Bride.
I liked Clifford. I like this film, Jimney Glick and Lollywood, comes up May 6th. It's very funny, I think.
Did you ever make a movie that you thought, this one's going to really hit it big, and it just bombed?
A lot of them, but I never. One time I was in a cab.
I mean, one time when you're really confident, you feel like, "Oh man, I can't wait to see the box office this week."
No, I never. No. Again, I've never understood, box office. My career has not been about mass appeal to a point that I know what anyone wants.
But you seem like the kind of guy who could just hit it. I mean, it could be that one thing that just hits. Ed Grimley's a good example. I mean, that's
but I'm saying you would never predict that. I think you just do your stuff and you put out there, and you hope people like it, and the people that like it love it, and the people that hate it hate it. And there's no rhyme or reason. You can take a really smart businessman or guy who runs a company, cool guy, and take him into a David Hockney exhibit, and he'll say, "This is garbage." And to him, it's garbage, and to someone else, it's great art. It's all subjective.
Well, you couldn't make a better analogy. I tell you, we got such a laugh out. I don't know if you see 60 Minutes during the week at all, but they had these paintings by this 4-year-old that people were paying $50,000 for.
Yeah, exactly.
And did you see that piece?
No.
Oh, it was so funny. And then they wanted to see the kid paint. And the parents were like, "Well, she doesn't really like that."
Yeah, she doesn't like painting in front of people and all
that. They finally got 60 Minutes got a camera in, and it was a hidden camera, and the kid was being yelled at, coached like this loud whisper.
Yeah, off mic from the father.
And she never seemed to complete the painting. And then the next thing,
red.
Yeah, that was really dubious.
And how had it become a $50,000 painting?
Because this guy just brought him out and said, "God, look what my 4-year-old daughter does." And people went, "Oh my God, a 4-year-old prodigy did this?" And then this psychiatrist watched her, and and she said, "This doesn't look like a Prodigy. I've never seen a Prodigy work this way. She just slops it on there like a finger painting.
It looks like any other 4-year-old," she said.
Yeah, because they only released little clips of her, and so they wanted to watch her all the way through, and the parents were like fighting it, and then finally they let them watch for a good while, and they were like, "No, this is no Prodigy." But they already made $300,000 at that point.
Yep, somebody's got one in their living room.
That's brilliant.
But that was a real good example of what you're talking about. Anyway, Volume 3, SCTV, it's out today, and Martin Short, we sure appreciate the time, and hope you make a lot more money on this.
Well, thank you, guys.
That's the idea, isn't it?
Absolutely. Why else exist?
Yeah, that's
don't
right.
Don't give me into this art crap.
You're right.
Yeah, no one's but art.
That's right.
And Jimney Glick, May 6th, huh?
Yes, sir.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
right.
Cool, man.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
See ya.
See you.
Mike in the morning. When's the last time you freaked?